already know what time it is. Welcome back to another episode of Thinker versus Speaker, where I, Marissa the Thinker, sit down with different guests and we talk about all things, anything, everything, life, love, relationships, spirituality, literally whatever you want to talk about. So with that being said, we don't always know what we're going to talk about ahead of time. So if you easily trigger, consider this your general trigger warning. I don't know what is going to offend people. So, you know what I'm saying? If we say something you don't like, love, or agree with, feel free to leave a comment and we can create a dialogue about it, because that's ultimately what this show is about: promoting conversations, building dialogues, understanding one another. Or if you got to click off, do what you got to do. Hopefully you come back next week when we talk about something different, and then we can just keep continuing the journey. Now, with that being said, if y'all here, y'all ready for it, let's go ahead and get started. I got a special guest with me in the building today. We have Reauanna of Show Me Culinary. How are you today?
I'm doing okay today. Got in the kitchen, so any day I can get in the kitchen and do what I'm passionate about is a good day. So I'm having a pretty good day. How are you today?
I'm good. It has been a day, but again, like I'm also doing something that I love right now by doing this show. So you know what I'm saying? Everything that happened earlier, it don't even matter no more. I'm in the zone. So you know what I'm saying?
I heard I'm here for the zone. I'm here to get in that same zone, so we're gonna get in the zone.
Absolutely. And with that saying, shout out to Christy at the zone. You know what I'm saying? Check her out. Yeah. But with that being said, let's hop into it, to the show. I'm excited to talk to you about Show Me Culinary. I know we got the topic that we want to talk about, our city and the culture and everything there. But let's start with you. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your business.
Well, like you said, my name is Reauanna. I'm a home cook based out of St. Louis, Missouri. Um, Cooking is something that I've just like not recently started to be passionate about, but during my college days is when I really started to be passionate about cooking. I then continue my journey in college, but I used the things that I did learn in college to basically pursue my dreams when it came to things that I wanted to do. I have a very creative mind, so my culinary business that I have now is just one of many things that I can under my umbrella. So with that, it's just like I'm trying to use food and culinary arts to, I know, sponsor a bigger purpose. Just trying to attach food, trying to attach happiness to a bigger purpose, like mentorship and leadership. Those are things that are really important to me. So I just want to use food in a way that invokes that. So I've just been trying to build my business little by little. I'm taking the steps that I need to take to build myself up as a brand ambassador and so be somebody that's like representative of a brand. So I just want to put myself out there more and step into the spotlight a little bit more because I am a little bit shy. A lot of people be like, well, you don't come off as shy, but I'm just saying, I'm just trying to step out there and put myself out there a little bit more. Like different people know me for different things. So I'm just trying to step into my purpose, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like my biggest prayer every day is guidance. I just ask for guidance more than anything because I just want to be led in a way that's purposeful overall. So I just want to be doing what I'm meant to be doing at the end of the day, whether it's cooking, whether it's teaching, whether it's mentoring, whether it's with kids, whether it's with adults, whether it's with the elderly. I've worked with all age groups. I've been in all different types of settings. So I feel like I have the knowledge and the experience to go far when it comes to culinary arts. And I just realized my journey is just getting started, so I'm ready to do the race. So that's what I've been up to lately. The 2024 is when I officially launched this business. I took my birthday, which is in January, to basically start. I feel like January is the month of starting and like reach throughout the year. So what better time than my birthday to just put myself out there and be like, hey, I'm starting this business. Come and support me. I have my family behind me who's been supportive 100%, like maybe 150%, maybe 200%, honestly, because they come through more than anybody I know. I have friends that come through more than anybody I know, and it's just like overwhelming sometimes. It's just like a lot of people see the potential in me that I sometimes don't see in myself, and it's just, and that in itself can be overwhelming. So it's just like seeing every day, whether I get 20 orders, whether I get 5 orders, whether I get no orders, and I can just still post some type of content and have food in the refrigerator. It's just a good day because of that reason. So I'm just trying to keep that positivity going and spread that positivity throughout St. Louis with all the negativity going on, so much crime, so much violence, so much death in the city. And it's getting overwhelming. And I just want to be that little speck of light in your day when you bite into that sandwich or when you eat that pasta. I just want to be that happiness in the world with so much unknown chaos, and the circumstances are just like tragic sometimes. So hey, I'm just trying to make it happen. I don't know if that was a long intro, but
Good. Good. Don't even worry about it. Good. No, that was perfect. That was perfect. And what I find so dope about what you're saying as I'm listening to you talk, um, how you use your talent to help uplift your community. And I don't know if people really think about it because it's something that's not even like front of mind for me a lot of the times, but even a lot of the people that I talk to on the show, that's what we all do. It's just like we all pick these little things that we love and we using the thing that we love, that we passionate about, and then just being able to take it and share it with the world. Let me give you this dose of positivity to try to help, to try to build something up and then trying to support each other. So, you know what I'm saying? I think that's really dope that you're doing that and how you view what it is that you do with cooking because, cooking is something that makes people happy. You know what I'm saying? How many people like, you know what I'm saying? I date, when you date girls and everything like that, you take them out to eat or something, they start doing a little dance or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because
and it's so like joyful, like to see, like I want their reaction from people when people get the food, like, and that's crazy because I'm so subconscious about people eating the food in front of me. I just like don't eat it in front of me, but I want to know how you enjoyed it, but don't eat it in front of me though. But it's just like knowing that people enjoy the food, and I just be like, for real? You enjoyed it for real? You're not just telling me that? And it's just like when I taste it myself, it is just like a lot of people be skeptical sometimes because I'm a pescatarian. I'm trying to lean more towards the vegetarian, vegan side because with everything going on with FDA and all the agricultural chaos in the world, it's just like food is just questionable these days. So it's just like I'm trying to eat as clean as possible. And I want to everybody be like, oh well, I'm trying to eat better. I'm cooking like fresh ingredients, straight from no preservatives, nothing like that. I'm trying to do as best as I can to give y'all food that y'all like, but in a healthier way, less salt, more flavorful, like with aromatics. It's just like cooking from scratch is just healthier overall than grabbing that burger from McDonald's or grabbing that burger from Wendy's or grabbing those chicken nuggets or grabbing that chicken from Wingstop. It's just like cooking at home. And it's just like not even just buying food from me, just like promoting at home cooking, promoting a healthier lifestyle because you never know like what people's bodies go through. Like, and I think in the Black community, there's a big stigma that we don't take care of our bodies and this and that. And people just, I guess, judge books by their covers just because their weight or their size. And it's just like they don't know the lifestyle they're living when it comes to like eating disorders and suffering from different types of things like body dysmorphia and bulimia and anorexia. Like you ever know what people are going through, and I feel like food and culinary arts is a way to address all those things and merge all of those things into community outreach, mentorship, and just having like a leadership role and being in a leadership role in the center of that it'll mean a lot to me. So that's the direction I'm going towards. I'm using this business and I'm attaching it to a bigger purpose because it's worth it. especially in our community, because the stuff that I be seeing on TikTok, the deep fried everything, and it gets ridiculous. So it's just like promoting a healthier way of cooking is always, it's just like, come on, y'all. I know we like to eat, but it's a better way. It's a better way. So I just want to promote freshness, consistency, showing you that you can have the things that you like and reduce the calories on it. You ain't gotta like gung ho it and go start eating stalks of broccoli fresh out the fridge, eating carrots and ranch every day. It's just like ease into it. Instead of deep frying it, put it in the oven and like roast it, put it in the air fryer. Like, yeah, I'm like, you don't have an air fryer in this day and age, something is seriously wrong. Get an air fryer. Like, if you're a millennial, I feel like air fryers are our like new ovens. Like, we got better air fryers than we got other stuff sometimes. It's just like we gonna show out with the kitchen appliances, but it's just like, I guess trying to do better because with me myself, it's personal for me because all throughout high school, all throughout my young adult life, I struggle with my body image, and I struggle with eating, and I struggle with like figuring out who I am as a person. So it's just like going through all that type of stuff. And it's just like, what can I do to help the girl who is me, who was me? How can I be that person who be like, hey, this is an option at lunchtime, but this is also an option at lunchtime.
Facts.
It's like a pizza is filling, but let me show you how filling and salad can be too. And it's gonna probably taste better too. And it's gonna make you feel better too. So yeah, and it's just like trying to practice that in a community like our community. Yeah, I can sell a burger, but I'm gonna try to use the freshest ingredients to make that burger as healthy as possible. And it's just like I gotta cater to what the audience is looking for, but then again, I have to build a target audience that I'm looking to cater to. I gotta step back and be like, refocus my brand. Okay, if I'm eating healthy myself, I can't be feeding y'all this junk. So I gotta cater to the people who wanna be like, hey, I'm trying to eat better. What you over there eating? I want to eat what you eating for dinner. So it's just like, it's just trying to find that common ground of like what people want and what people gonna feed into.
That's real. And it's a couple things that I love that you said. Cause like one, I remember back because I listened to because this podcast has had two different eras, right? Because when I started, I was with somebody else and it was more of like a comedy podcast, and I wasn't really where I was as a person yet. I was still kind of like immature and on my bullshit, to be real. And the podcast very much reflected that. And as I went to therapy and I was growing and evolving as a person and being intentional about who I was as a person, the podcast began to evolve. And then once we did that split, it turned into a completely different show, which is what it is today. And the other day I was listening to one of the old episodes because something in me was just like, listen to one of the old episodes and just see how far you've come. And I was listening to it and I was like, yeah, this is straight comedy. There's a little bit of what it is now in there, but for the most part, it's kind of like foolishness. So we have gone in a completely different direction. And I know I remember when that split first happened, it was like such a transition, but I had to stick with who I was becoming as a person because where we were going at first wasn't who I was anymore. So I had to stick to who I was. And it was just like, I couldn't worry about the audience. Of course, you got to worry about the audience a little bit because you're building a brand. But at the same time, it's just like, look, I'm changing as a person. I can't keep giving you that old me because it's not me. It's not authentic anymore. So being able to allow, like, as you grow, as you transition to still cater and let those things cater to what is relevant to you. And then it actually wound up being a bigger audience, a more genuine audience when I stayed true to myself, which is dope. You know what I'm getting from what you're saying, because it's just like, yeah, like it's so many different ways to approach this. that you're going for. Is so many different ways and lanes that you can go down, but going to the one that's authentic is so much realer, and that's what you need, because in this world, that's what we need, is way more authenticity, because I think that's what people are scared of, because everybody shows the fake, you know with the glitter and the glam on it, but this is the real is like, there are little girls, like, what I'm saying, where they struggle with body images. I was one of them. Took me a really long time to get to a point where I'm comfortable with myself. And even as I look at the whole body positivity movement today, where everybody is just like, I'm big and I'm proud. And it's just like, I love that you're big and you confident, but can we also say this ain't healthy and promote healthy things too? Both things be true at the same time. Can you love yourself and still be like, I'm a work in progress? What's not connecting here? You know what I'm saying? And then to have people that are just like, it's more to this than that. It's more than just this one narrative that you get fed. So let me cater to the one that's real and that's authentic to you. So I think that's really dope.
Definitely, most definitely. And that's I love that you understand where I'm coming from when I say being authentic is like one of the biggest things. That it's just like, because a lot of people, uh when we talked a couple, well, was a week ago, and we talked about people putting on their facade, showing to the world something that's not going on. It's just like, behind closed doors, people know you, people know what's going on, so it's just
This ain't
like,
that.
this ain't it, sometimes it's just like, it's funny, but you just got to take it and just be like, okay, I'm gonna be real 100% of the time. And it's just like, choosing to share my journey with people is not easy. And that's what people don't understand sometimes out there, putting yourself in the spotlight. That's not easy, especially when you're a reserved person, especially when you don't do this on a regular basis. So, doing things like this and showing people that even though you are shy, even though that you are reserved, that you can step out and you can use that faith that you got, and you can push yourself to be that person that could possibly make somebody day. You never know what your words can do to make some, you never know what your actions can do to make somebody's day. And it's just like seeing different stuff on TikTok and how impactful it is. And it's just like, I feel like me as a person, I use TikTok and social media like Facebook and Instagram to do different things. I'm very like purposeful when I'm looking at things. I'm very intentional. I look at analytics and stuff like that. So I'm on it for a purpose. I'm doing it not just for fun and keeping updated, but I'm doing it to see what the people are into. And most of the time when I cook recreationally is for that purpose. It's just like, yeah, I'm gonna put out, oh yeah, I just made this lemon pound cake French toast, and yeah, it hit. But I ate one piece of that French toast and I was just like, yeah, that's a one piece situation, because if
Yeah.
I eat any more, then my back is gonna be bigger than, look, all outdoors. So
Yeah.
it's just like doing those fun things is cute for social media. And that's what's going on. That's the trend right now. But I'm also gonna promote these tuna boats I just made. Like, it's just like, you just gotta do things to where it makes sense. Just doing it in the season, knowing who's looking, knowing who's watching, like knowing how to draw people in, like using those types of things as clickbait. Like, yeah, I made that, but I got you. Let me show you what else I can make. So it's just like doing little stuff like that. I feel like learning different techniques, just being as educated as possible. I feel like in my young 20s, I feel like I did my wilding out. I did my phases of being a misfit. I feel like I got to be in my grown woman era now, and I just feel like it's gonna be, the glow up is gonna be real, because I'm getting more back into like being more educated about things, and just like not being scared to like join the conversation and just voice what I know or voice my opinion, because people be like, your opinion don't matter. It be like, yeah, it doesn't matter to you, but my opinion matters to me, and it may matter to somebody else, and it may help somebody else. So it's just things like that.
Yeah, it was something that Chris Perry, shout out to him, he said it on one of the episodes that we did. It was, we spend so much of our time in life trying to get a seat at somebody else's table. And at some point you realize that you need to create your own table so you can control who comes and sits at the table. And it's very real and true in life. We waste a lot of time trying to fit everybody else's mold and trying to be where everybody else wants to be until you sit and you decide, like, nah, I know who I am. I know what I have to offer the world. I know I got a good idea of what I'm doing. I'm not saying that I know everything, because I don't, but I know that I'm willing to learn. I know that I'm willing to help other people. I know me, you know what I'm saying? I know me and I know what I have to offer. So I am the table. I'm the table now. And then you start interacting with people who also have a table. And then y'all start putting the tables together and y'all a banquet. You know what I'm saying? Now y'all a banquet.
Okay, I like that analogy. Y'all banquet now. Like,
Yeah,
it's y'all banquet.
yeah,
Y'all working together to create something. And I
yeah.
love the aspect of teamwork. And it's just like, coming from being in high school and being in the leadership role, it's just like I've always been that person to just like take on some type of project to where I don't like to be in charge, but I end up being in charge. And it's just
Yeah.
like something that comes natural to you, and people push you in that direction. They're like, the thing that makes you the most uncomfortable is because you're supposed to be there. It's making you
Yep.
uncomfortable because you're supposed to be getting comfortable. And it's just like,
Yep.
just finding little things that I'm good at every day is meaningful to me. And it's just like, God really showed out when he made me, when he gifted
Say
me
that.
talent and skill and creativity. Like, he really did his big one, and I'm so appreciative of that. And gratitude is something that's really big for me. And I'm just like, wow. And it's just like, it it's crazy sometimes to see where I've come from, to see like cooking meals just because, and putting it on Facebook. Like, I go back to my memories and be like, they don't even look appetizing. I would have ate myself up in the comments. That was this day and age, but it's just like seeing that growth is spectacular, and growing and being like something that's like, I don't know. It's just like seeing it come from something so small to something that's so big to you. It's just like, as long as it's big to you, I feel like as long as it's big to you, then it's the best thing ever. But I'm just like, I'm just trying to get everybody else to see it, trying to get everybody else on board. And it's just like, for the longest amount of time, I try to fight for that spot. Like you say, I tried to fight for that spot at the table, try to get a mentor, try to find out different people, different ways, like trying to get my foot in the door with different people, just like, hey, I'm offering my help for free. You gotta be a strong and determined sister to offer some free assistance. I'm willing to do it for free. That's how eager I am, and that's how much I want to learn. But then I started finding out for myself. Like, I started maturing. I was already mature, like, coming up. Like, I've always been mature, but life events happen and it knock you off your horse, and it knock you off your momentum, and like depression happens, life happens, all types of stuff happen. And coming up as a young adult, life wasn't easy, college wasn't easy, working hard wasn't easy, working 2 and 3 jobs, endless like 16, 18-hour shifts. None of that stuff was easy, but I did it because hard work has always been instilled in me. Like, if you want it, you got to go get it. Coming up in St. Louis, nothing is handed to you. And if you want it, just asking is like, because somebody is going to be thrown back in your face. So you can't even ask.
It's too much
Yep.
pride in us.
Yep. And it's only because, I feel like it's only because people make it so hard to do. You've been like, why does it have to be showcased that you helped me? Like, I appreciate the help, like, but let me showcase that you helped me. Why you gotta
Yeah.
brag and boast like, girl, yeah, she couldn't even do this and this and that and other. And it's just,
I don't
that's
like that.
crazy. And it's just like, I'd rather not ask. I'm gonna get it out the mud.
I, I,
I'm a I'm gonna get it out the mud. And it's just like, this just was instilled in me. Like,
I was struggling.
asking is the last resort. And I don't know why that's a thing, but it's just the way it is. And I've been trying to get out of it. But it's just like, when I did try to get out of it, I still got the door closed in my face. And it's just like, just mustering up the courage to be like, hey, can you mentor me? Hey, can I sit in on you with a business meeting with your staff?
Yeah.
Just those little things, just to get some type of insight. Hey, can I come with you on the work job? Just those little things. But it's just like, I don't know. Being a Black owned business in St. Louis is different. And it's only different because the stigmas that are attached to being a Black owned business or a business, period, in St. Louis is so, everybody has an opinion. And those opinions, as soon as something go awry, those opinions gonna opinion, and they gonna be, and it's gonna showcase the negative a whole lot more than it showcase the positive. Like, you gonna showcase this, but you ain't showcase this that happened this time. Like, it's just like they pick and choose what they want to spotlight when it comes to Black owned businesses. They don't want to support you when you're doing good, but when you, soon as you're doing bad, or you on social media for something bad, it's just like they dragging you every chance they get. And it's just like, you do have those supportive people, but you got to go find them. You got to go looking. You got to go searching. You got to be like, hey, you got to be nudging. You got to be mindful, like, hey, you supportive or not? You got that support? You got to be like, I don't know. Like, I'm just trying to find, I'm trying to find my people. And I feel like the people that I went to high school with, like, you know, a lot of them, and a lot of y'all are on board with each other. I like I went to the cash mob event that the emerging business leaders just did. Yeah, so I'm connected with a lot of the people who are a part of the emerging business leaders, like Travion. We were really cool in high school. Like, we were both in ROTC together. We served on the staff together. I was his number two. He still call me EXO to this day. Every time you see me,
I can believe it. I can believe it.
every time I was that. So it was just like, having those types of connections and knowing that there are people out here supporting Black owned businesses to the extent that they are is really encouraging to somebody like me who feel like, look, ain't nobody supportive in this city. I need to go. And so it's just like finding just that small group of people in the neighborhood that like, hey, we got your back. It's encouraging. And I just encourage people to just look for those resources, like, because there are a lot of gatekeepers, and you're not gonna look. I mean, you're not gonna find it unless you look. Like, you gotta actually do your research. You gotta get on the internet. You gotta search for these things. It's not just gonna, like, pop out at you sometimes. Like, you gotta do the research, and that's what I've been doing. I've been doing the research, and I've been doing my best to, like, I'm not like, if people won't, like, every time I post something, they be like, what's the recipe? I'm putting it in the comments. Sis, you ain't even got to inbox me, bro. I'm gonna put it right here for you. And it's just like, doing different things like that, it just like opens myself up to communication. I feel like, be like, I want to communicate about what I'm doing.
Yeah. So you said a mouthful that I'm gonna try to pick on as I go. You said a lot. You keep saying stuff with a lot of gems in it, and I'll be wanting to pick them apart, but you be rapid firing them out. But
I'm
no, you
sorry.
good. It's good though. I like everything that you're saying, because one of the first things that is sticking out to me is that needing to get it out the mud almost, right? Because we do have that mentality. Because I'm the same way. I'm not asking you for shit. I'm not asking you for nothing at all. It was one point in my life I'd rather cut off my left toe than ask anybody for anything. Like, seriously, you know what I'm saying? And I will do it myself without no tourniquet or numbing. I would rather not. It's the last thing I'm gonna do. But we do that. Why? Because you know what I'm saying, it's that you ain't finna throw this in my face. You not finna, you know what I'm saying? Because you trying to act like I needed a handout, or you trying to make me feel away because I needed help. And it almost ingrains this feeling like I'm not asking for help. I don't want help. I don't need help. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it however I'm gonna get it, or I'm gonna just not do it at all. It's either one or the other. I'm either get it my own way, I'm gonna not do it at all. And that mindset It's detrimental, low key, because it's not healthy. Because in life, it was a hurdle realizing that I do need help and I do need to let help. And you can't manifest anything without admitting that you need it, right?
Mhm.
Or
Yep.
admitting that you want it. If you a person that says, I don't need love, you'll never get it. If you're a
Yep.
person that says, I don't need money, you'll never get it. Why? Because you're telling yourself you don't need it. You have to admit that you need it or that you want it, right? So
Mhm.
then to take it a step further where you're saying like, I'm getting out of that and I'm going to the places, yo, you need help. Can you mentor? Can you do this? Can you do that? It does a couple things. One is showing you your own dedication to it. You know, it's showing you your own dedication to your craft or whatever it is that you're working for. Two is showing the other people around you that you dedicated to your craft. You know what I'm saying? Whether or not you get that opportunity at the time, one, you getting used to rejection, which is good because you got to get used to rejection out here because it's going to happen. But the problem is we feel like the first time we get rejected, then that means I don't need to do it at all. No, rejection happens. It's a part of the process. It's going to happen. You need to get used to somebody telling you no. And then somebody might not even tell you no. You might get that yeah. You might get that yes when it absolutely matters. You know what I'm saying? That's when faith comes into it because, like, if something ain't for you, it ain't for you. You're not going to get a yes to something that's not for you. And if you get a yes to something that's not for you, you're going to end up in a place where you did not belong in the first place. That's going to set you off your track to not even progress in the first place. So it's better to get that no and then to keep going so you can find your yes that works for you. So, you know what I'm saying? We got to get used to rejection, but people are so scared, it stops them from moving forward and wanting to do something. So,
Mhm.
there's that part, but it also shows the people in the places that you are, the people that matter. Oh, this is a hustler. Oh, this is somebody that I want to help. This is somebody that I want to invest in. At least put your name out there so people can recognize you. Because even if you putting that thing out 1,000 times and nobody hits it, people still watching whether they admit it or not. That's what this
Mhm.
show taught me.
Yep.
People watching whether they admit it or not. It's so
Yep. Yep.
many people. It's so many people that'll see me in person and be like, "Yeah, I see you doing your thing," but won't admit it out loud. Won't admit it out loud.
And
But
that's the thing. That's crazy that it's like that. It's insane.
they'll do it and they'll admit that they like what you're doing to your face and they won't tell you. But here's the thing. I've always considered myself, and I don't want to sound like I'm bragging when I'm saying this, it's just how I see life working. But the thing about me, I realized is young, people watching, right? And I mean that in a way where people are watching even when you don't realize that you're watching. So it's the impressions that you make. I make it a good point to never burn bridges. Now, I can burn some bridges personally, but professionally, I don't really burn bridges. I don't burn bridges personally anymore either. Self sabotage. I wouldn't burn bridges. I was good at self sabotage, put it that way. But, you know, I always try to be as genuine as possible with anything because you never know when you're going, something's going to come back around, right? So I always
Mhm.
try to make a good impression and I try to keep it as genuine as possible. I ain't gonna talk behind your back. I don't do all that kind of messy, petty stuff or whatever, whatever. If I say it, I mean it. If I mean it, I say it. That is what it is. I've always been as authentic and as genuine as I could possibly be. And people remember that. When you show up that way, people remember that. If you show up as real and authentic as genuine, people also remember when you fake as hell too. You know what I'm saying? People remember these things. So then you could burn a bridge and not think it matters being egotistical and cocky, thinking, oh, I'll never need that person. I'll never need that opportunity. And the way God works,
Mhm.
you probably will. And then it'll come back around and then see now when it's time for a promotion or now when it's time for a level up or now when you need somebody for a recommendation or you need something. I ain't never left no bad taste in your mouth. So I get that recommendation. I'm that person that's like, oh yeah, yeah, I'll rock with you because you 100. And then those are the people that move up. So all the other people, because I've had times where people chatter behind your back, how you do this, how you do that? You must be da da da. Nah, I just been me the whole time. So that's why I said certain people opinions don't even have weight. So like you said, when people be chattering, And when people see you do something negative and then they always got something to say, the people with real things going on in their life ain't got nothing to say for real. They too busy working. The only people who talk are the people that can move you somewhere and can actually get movement in your life. If you can't get movement in my life, I don't care what you gotta say.
Basically.
You can't do nothing for me. So you can say what you want to. You know what I'm saying? You can say what you want to. It's people that'll listen to their podcast and be like, I don't want to hear that healing shit. Cool. You don't want to hear that healing shit. You want to hear somebody go talk about pop culture. Cool. It's a million podcasts out there for you.
A million podcasts.
But guess who's trying to hear about healing? People with motion. Your opinion ain't got no weight.
Yep. And it's just like there's somebody for everybody. And if it's not for you, it's for somebody else. So don't go messing it up for somebody else. If somebody else like it, then it's not for you to like. And I get people have their opinions and I get people have their stands on things, but don't argue with me about my opinion. Like, I'm like, don't argue with me about mine because it's gonna stay mine. But you said a lot of things that I can definitely resonate with, especially the thing about being cocky and being arrogant and being like, just I don't need anybody's stigma. And it's just like I can admit that I was that person once upon a time, and it's just like I don't need nobody. I know how to get it myself, and because of that, I found myself tired.
Yeah.
Not tired, tired. I was tired, working hard, and it's just like, and even now, it's still difficult just to accept a helping hand, just like with what I'm doing now. And all I'm doing is selling some little plates, and it's just like, let that person put that lid on there and put it in that bag for you. Like, delegate some tasks, be that leader that you know how to be, like, and stop thinking that you got to do it yourself. You have a support group. You have people who are going to show up for you, and you just have to be the awesome person that you are. And it's just like at a certain point of maturity that you hit where it's not cocky no more. It's just the confidence that you exude, and people just notice it, and they just know like, hey, she got it. I don't know what it is, but she got it. It's something like it girl. And it's just like in like 30, turning 31 this year, it was just like a wake-up call. It's just like I blinked and I'm 31 now, and it's just like, Reauanna, what you doing? And it's just like you got to do something meaningful. You got to do something purposeful, because like I said, living in St. Louis, you never know when, God forbid, it's gonna be your last day. It's so much nonsense, it's so much craziness in the world, and it's just like that's why you gotta stay prayed up. You gotta call on the prayer warriors every now and again, like, hey, I done had a day. Put me on your prayer list, please. And it's just like, and just stuff as simple as asking for a prayer. It's just like something that I'm trying to get in the habit of doing, because I got people who gon' do it for me. Like if I'm like, hey, can you just pray for me like right now in the midst of everything that's happening that I'm going through? I know I can call her my mama. She can be in the middle of her route, and I'll be like, Mama, I need you to like, I need a prayer right now. Like, and she gonna stop everything she doing because she gonna show up for her baby. And I'm not even a baby no more. I'm a whole 31-year-old grown woman, and she still gonna show up for me like that baby who she just delivered 31 years ago. And that's a mama for you. But it's just like knowing that I got this support group and knowing that I got those people behind me, it's just like I feel like I could take on the weight of the world sometimes. And it's just like sometimes I gotta step back, like, Reauanna, sometimes you do too much. But I feel like I got the means to do a lot because I've been letting it cook for so long. I've been sitting back in the shadows, just waiting on my moment for so long. And it's just like, I feel like it's time. And everybody like, she popping out with it. And I'm just like, it's time. I'm finna put it in your face. It's no more holding back. It's no more being shy. It's no more being reserved. Like, you finna get this work, whether you like it or not. And the thing you said about people are watching all the time. It's just like my views, like I said earlier, I look at analytics, the views versus the likes on a lot of my posts. It's like, wow. It's like I know you see me, but it's just like And then you have to start asking, like, what's wrong with the content to where you're not liking it? What's wrong with the content to where you're not sharing it? I need the feedback. You're asking for feedback, and people not telling you like blatantly, hey, why I'm not liking your video, why I'm not sharing your video. You got to do your own market research for all this. And that's what I got to do. I got to do the research. See what this post did that my post not doing.
Right.
And it's just like doing that hard work is the stuff that most people don't want to do. And it's a reason why a lot of businesses fail.
Yeah.
Because they want to start and they just want the instant success. And that's not what entrepreneurship is. That's not what having a business is. That instant success is way too much you gotta learn. And I learned that the hard way. I got knocked down so many times, and I feel like I'm still getting knocked down every day. Like every day, I still feel like I'm getting knocked down, but I got to keep getting back up. It's just like, how many rounds is it, Lord? But it's just like having the strength to keep going is like, I just like, look, you still going, so it's still a purpose. It's still a reason to. So as long as you gonna keep going, it's gonna be there. It's for you, and what's not for you is gonna get blocked by the higher power, because it's just like it's gonna test you, but you just gotta have that knowledge to know, like, hey, if this may look like it's for me, but no, you gotta know when it's the devil and when it's like, nah, I'm okay. It's definitely a difference.
It's a difference. Me and Dre compared ourselves to toddlers when it came to entrepreneurship. What you said, you know what I'm saying? You know how like a toddler can be running full force, fall on their face, and then just get back up and keep going.
Not even shed a tear, but look, in the shadows, like, you just emerge from the crack smokes and just be like, hey, where'd she come from?
Where does it come from?
Man, Phoenix behavior, because I'm telling you, it's just like you didn't see the behind the scenes where I had my breakdowns, I had my nights, I had all that, but now I'm finna go harder now, because now I know what I gotta do. I know what I gotta do different. I know what I gotta do better. And you definitely strong. You definitely come out stronger, because getting knocked down can hurt sometimes. And that residual pain is just it. Something that happened a week ago can come punch you in the face early 2 weeks from you get up, you like, why my jaw hurt? Oh, I did get punched about a week ago.
Yeah.
That pain just caught up with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
That's why I'm so adamant, because sometimes I have to catch myself, because I'm not used to even paying attention, doing that mental check-in with myself. That concept is new. You know what I'm saying? It came with therapy, because giving yourself grace is something real that I did not learn growing up. You know what I'm saying? When I feel away, when I got a lot going on, when I'm emotional, when I feel myself, God, in that whirlwind, and it's just like, hold on, what's been going on? I literally took a week off last week. I didn't put out an episode this past Friday because I looked up and I was like, January threw so many big things at me and I was still in motion. Let me process this. Hold on, y'all. I'll be right back, because I gotta process that. I gotta let myself feel that so I can keep going, because sometimes if we just keep going and going and going and going and going, that stuff adds up. And then we realize why we can't think straight and why we keep falling down and why we everything like this. And when you pursuing entrepreneurship, bruh, when you a leader, period, you gotta have a clear head. You have to have a clear head, because you have to be ready to pivot at any moment. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was always one thing that I hated about leaders. How when you grow up and you got managers and stuff like that, and they probably like are like 2 and 3 years older than you, and you looking at them like you are terrible at your job, because as soon as something go wrong, you just panic and you just lose your whole thing. How are you leading this ship? And how are you leading this ship? And you scared of
Look, and that I resonate with that so much, because the job that I just left, shout out to myself, because I've been wanting to look, I've been working my whole life, and I feel like I always say my whole life, and it's only been like 15 years since I've been working, but I feel like that's
like
my
forever.
whole life. And they talking about the retirement age getting raised to 80 for who? Not
So
no, no, for who?
I work for myself to 100, but before I
Man,
work You to 80. No.
It's just like I cannot. They like retirement. No, I'm retired right now. I'll do it now. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna do it for myself because God got me. But no,
Yeah.
from the job that I just left, it was just like the leadership at that place. It's just like I ain't gonna. The people that know, I ain't name dropping, but the just management team. It's just like one day an alarm started going off, and they had no clue what to do. And I'm just like, how are you in a position of leadership management and there's an alarm of safety going off and you have no idea what the protocol is? I am fearful of my life, sir. Like, what, sir, man, what are we supposed to be doing in this moment? Well, maybe it's a false alarm. What do you mean? Maybe. Let me get on the phone and call. Do you have time? Do we have that type of time for you to get on the phone and call somebody? Like, and that's the lack of training and freaking seriousness that's going on in these workplaces. They don't care about nothing but a buck. And that's why I had to go. It's just like they don't care about your well-being. They don't care about your healing. They don't care about your mental space because the last 2 years have been like pure hell for me. And the company that I used to work for is just like, I told them what was going on, and it's just like, you don't need to take no time off. Like, granted, I had just started like a few months ago, but it's just like, this is a traumatic experience. And it's just like, having the common decency just to ask me, am I doing okay?
Right.
Do I need a couple of extra days off? Just to have that common decency will be appreciated. But to know I'm coming every day from a hospital to work and just working and not to ask me, am I doing okay? Just to even have that, hey, how you doing today?
Right.
I know you got this going on. I know you got other things to worry about, but your employees should be important to you. And it's just like looking at those types of things, like if I'm sick and I can't even call off of work, that's a problem.
That's a big problem. And it's so common in
And
this day and
it's
age.
way too common. And that's why more people want to start their own business and more people want to do their own thing. And it's just like, I'm here for it. And whatever I can do in my power to help and assist people get their leg up, just because I know how it feels to be told, no, I want to help you. Let's sit down. Let's figure it out together. Let's trial and error, because I am a very trial and error type of person. I'm gonna figure it out until I perfect it. Like, I was big on science. I was a science nerd coming up, so I'm big on experimentation and figuring out the market, figuring out the research, doing what I need to do to figure out what people need and producing those things that people need. Like, oh, people like this. Let me put that out there. I'm not. That's easy. I can put that out there, and it's just like, just putting yourself out there as that helping hand, as that resource that people can come to. It's beneficial, especially in a place like St. Louis, where we from, and it's just like a lot of people feel like they ain't got nobody to go to, and I'm just putting myself out there. I'm here. You can come to me, type of thing.
And we need more of that. You know what I'm saying? And it's so underrated, that quality of just
Yep.
like people don't treat people like people anymore. And it's so weird. It's the part that I like despise about, society today. Especially like what you said when it comes to working environments. It's so real and it's so relevant. And people underestimate the power of just treating people fairly can get you.
Yep.
I worked at a job, the one that I had before this one that I'm at right now, the one that I was at, I remember I literally had strep, tonsillitis, something like that. And it was a type of job. I was a manager, so they acted like they needed you there all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? They need you there all the time. And I had like a swing shift that day, and it was 4 other managers there. So they did not necessarily need me. They needed me, but they didn't need me. You know what I mean? And I'm telling them like, y'all, like I'm sick. Like, no, seriously, like, I'm sick. I cannot do this today. And like they were like, okay, well, take some time. And then basically, long story short, they had me come in for a closing shift. They was like, we worked it out, so you only got to work 4 hours. It
That
don't
don't
help.
work.
I'm at work. I can't even talk.
That's a break in the healing process, and it's gonna make it worse before it make it better.
So I can't talk. Literally, my throat is closed. It's closed. It's not doing what it's supposed to do. And so the next day, I had to go to the doctor because whatever I had that was going, y'all done blew it out now. So now next day I go to a doctor and she's just like, "Oh, Birdie, you ain't going for a week. You ain't going for a week." So I'm like, "All right, haha." Now y'all,
You got to
that's what
figure it
y'all
out for a whole week.
right. That's on
like
y'all.
like you could have gave me a day or
Yeah,
two to recoup, and now you
yeah.
got to figure it out for a whole
Whole
week
week.
because I had to work through it.
Right. So now, the place that I'm at, I got really lucky. So the place that I work for, it's a small business, and it's just two owners and they're brothers. And it was so strange when I started working there because they actually care about your life. And it like, right? Like if you call in and they say I'm sick, if you call and you say I'm sick and then you come to work the next day, they're gonna be like, good? You okay? Like, what's going on? Everything all right? And at first you look at them like, stay out my business because you want to know too much. But then you realize it's like, oh, it's low key
Somebody
genuine.
actually cared. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like low key genuine. So like when I broke my ankle, they was like at first when I called them, I thought it was just sprained at first. That's a long story. But I called them, I was like, yeah, I hurt my ankle. And they were like, okay, take the time that you need or whatever, just call us back and let us know. And then I found out it was broken. They like, okay, take the time that you need, whatever you gotta do that and just keep us informed. What? Like,
Some
and it was legit. It was legit. It was literally like if I go to a doctor, I get an update. I call them. It's just like, okay, I had surgery. It's 2 weeks before I can do this, and it's this before I do that. And then they let me work from home for a little while, stuff like that. And they really like worked with me. And like that's the type of stuff that actually like built a loyalty to
mm-hmm.
because it's just like, okay, you value me, now I can value what it is that I do. So now I can enjoy my job. Like this ain't no place where I'm just ready to up and quit, even if y'all piss me off. You know what I'm saying? Like we still good because it's a good working environment. And that's something that I think about even as I pursue entrepreneurship. I'm lucky enough to not be pursuing entrepreneurship because I hate my job. It's just that it's that's my calling right now. That's what I'm being pushed towards right now. And when I think about how I want to run a business, when it's time for me to put other people on, when it's time for me to put other people in position, I know what worked and I know what didn't work and I know what type of leader that I want to be. So that's something else that I want to call out, especially because we got a lot of people that want to be entrepreneurs and want to be this and want to be that. Don't just be an entrepreneur because you want to get under somebody. Help somebody. Learn
Mm-hmm.
from what it is that you went through and don't be those people. Because we need people that are going to treat people like people. You want better results, do something different. Don't be exactly what you left. Do something different. Be better
Mm-hmm.
than that.
And I feel that 110% because it's just like being in so many roles in a restaurant, like being the drive-through person, being the manager, being the cook, being the fry cook person. Like I've been on all levels of the restaurant. I feel like being a server. It's just like I've experienced restauranteering from so many aspects, and it's just like I know what I look for when it comes to food and when it comes to a dining experience and what turns people off and what makes people happy. Just small things like being attentive could go and like going the extra mile for people will get you a customer for life, get you somebody that's gonna keep on coming back. Right now, today, I got people who come and buy food for me every week, and it's just like, look, you need me to be a personal chef at this point
Yeah.
because we can work that out too. But it's just like I really adore those are the people I adore the most because those are the people who I know are gonna support me. And it's just like they coming back every week. But I know the food good, and it's just like that's crazy support right there to be coming back. You got all these options around you. You come to me, that means a lot. That means everything. So those people who continue to come back religiously through everything, and it's just like I gotta stay going hard for those people. Those people who gonna be looking for it. So it's just like I want to be that type. And like if I do get into like I'm not gonna speak on something that I'm not certain of, but a restaurant could be in the making, and if it is in the making, I want to run it to the highest standard, because it's just like I've worked in some bad restaurants, and it's just like I don't want my place of business to be dreadful to come to work. I want you to wake up and be like, I'm happy to go to work today, not oh man, I got to go to work today. Like, I don't want that oh man feeling every time you come in to work. Like, I want you to be happy to be there, because it's just like days where you having a bad day and your manager just instantly start pushing your button as soon as you walk in the door,
Right.
about things that's like, it's not even, not to say they're not relevant, but can I get a hi, how are you today?
Right.
Before you say, oh, you don't have your name tag on. Bro, like, and it's just like, just common decency, just common greetings, like manners.
Yes.
Hi, how are you today? I didn't sleep with you last night. That's what I personally, I didn't sleep with you last night. Like, can you speak before you start critiquing the appearance of me or anything to that nature? So it's just like, look, I'm not gonna get started on the workplace, because that's a whole nother podcast episode. Because
Absolutely.
look, I done been in some toxic workplaces, and I done quit some jobs, and I done left some jobs, and that's one thing I know about is having a job, because I've had plenty and I've worked in a lot of different types of environments, and it's just like doing it for myself, it just feels different and it just feels right. And I feel like I'm going to help and inspire and encourage a lot of people, because being on the inside and the outside is just like I experienced that and I experienced it. So I have both insights. I have insight of what goes on in restaurants, and now I can use everything that I learned to grow my business.
So what made you want to take that leap of faith?
Ooh, I don't know. I just feel like I was being pushed to do it. Like, getting up and going to work every day was just like draining me. And it was just like, if I'm going to work, because I was a server at my previous job, and it's just like we hit a dry spell, and it's just like I wasn't making money. Like, I was paying to go to work, between gas, paying for parking, and my time. It's just like, and me not making no money, it's just like my sanity, like, sitting here for 8 hours not doing anything, it's just like it's driving me absolutely insane. And it's just like I have to make the decision, okay, like I could be building my own success not making no money. And if I'm gonna be broke, I could be broke building something that I know eventually is gonna bring me everlasting wealth. So it's just like I have to make the decision to like, say I got a 9 to 5 job, say I got a steady income, keep working check to check, or I can go out here and invest in myself, invest in my dream. So no time like the present is my favorite saying. It's just like, why not today? Why not now? It's just like a lot of people like, Reauanna, you're so impatient. Hey, you say that's a bad trait to have. I say, look, there's no time like the present. If I have the means to do it today, I'm going to do it today. If I'm laying in bed and I want to bake a cake and I got the means to bake a cake, I'm going to get up and I'm going to bake the cake, because what am I waiting for the morning for?
Yeah.
So it's just like, just doing stuff like that's meaningful for me, like doing it now. Like, I waited so long to like start because I wanted everything to be perfect, and everybody keeps telling me, well, it don't have to be perfect. So now I'm gonna gung ho it. So now I'm gonna put my foot on the gas and I'm gonna go to the pedal and I'm gonna go full throttle at this thing. And don't tell me to be more patient, because y'all told me that I could do it. So now I feel like a superhero, and now I feel like I can take on the world. So I'm gonna do it. So it's just like, hey, I had to take that leap of faith. I had to like really honestly get back in my faith, because I'm a wholeheartedly admit that I'm a sinner and a backslider, but my faith has been like rooted for a long time. It's just like, even when it's shaking a little bit, it like springtime, like it was windy outside today, my faith has been shaken so many times, and it's just like it's still been rooted even though it's been shaken. And it's just like having that faith that something is going to work out for you, that there's a plan already, a purpose already for your life. You
Yes.
just got to keep with that same like You got to focus on, hey, look, big dude got some plan for me. He got a purpose on my life, and I'm gonna ask for the guidance. He gonna throw me the flashlight, and I'm gonna go find a way. I gotta find a way to make it out, because it's just like so many people in our community is just like they're getting comfortable with living like with the bare minimum,
Bruh.
having like
Yeah.
needing government assistance, wanting to purchase food stamps, wanting to buy food stamps, have been on food stamps is like a luxury now. And it's just like wanting to live that type of life. It's cool for some people, but for me, that's not what I want. I want generational wealth. I want my kids, if I ever have them, to have it. My nephews, I want them to not want for anything. I want every holiday, every birthday to be special. I want it to be different from when I was growing up. And I felt like I thought that was the purpose. But a lot of people have gotten complacent in their ways and complacent in their lifestyle, and they've gotten used to not having anything. And that's a huge problem.
Yeah.
And that is, man, and I'm just like, how can you? I'm not comfortable living like that.
It's a scary thought. It's a scary thought, and so many of I'll say our peers have absolutely gotten comfortable, and it's a recurring theme on the show when I really ask that question: what do you want? What do you want out of life? If you could have anything, right? That's the biggest question that always gets asked. If money wasn't a factor, what would
Yeah.
you be doing? What would you be pursuing? And that's the thing about purpose. Money isn't a factor. People say it
Yeah.
all the time, right? Money is an energy. I didn't understand what that concept was, right? Money is an energy, but it is an energy because if you operate like you got it, then you got it. Because it just means that the way that you're gonna handle your money is different. The way that you view money is different. It's a commodity. It's a
Mhm.
means to an end. That's how you generate wealth. And it's the same thing. If you decide that you want more for your life, you can get more. I just said that earlier about manifesting. If you act like you don't need it, if you act like you don't want it, then
Mhm.
you'll never get it. And I think our peers, it's not that they necessarily, well, yeah, it's complacency, but it's settling because they're not willing to admit that they want more. Because if they
Mhm.
were willing to admit that they want more, they would have to do something different. And
Yep. Do.
that
Yep.
seems hard, but
Yep.
it's not. You choosing a harder lifestyle right now, doing what you're doing, being comfortable and complacent because I'm reading The Richest Man in Babylon right now. I literally just read this chapter last night, and it's a bunch of parables and everything. But the point of it was there's a man sitting on a stoop feeling sorry for himself, and as he's feeling sorry for himself, he has a family. His family like barely has enough money to buy food, and he's sitting there like, and he has this chariot that he works on because he makes chariots. And you know what I'm saying? There are people in Babylon that are rich. There are people in Babylon that are poor, and he's one of the poor ones. And his friend comes up and he's just like, his friend is like, let me borrow some money. He's like, I ain't got no money. And if I had money, I wouldn't be able to give it to you because I ain't got money like that. So he was just like, dude, why you sitting here feeling all sorry for yourself? This ain't even like you. Like, you got a chariot right there. Why you ain't doing what it is that you want to do? He was like, because I had a dream that I had everything that I could possibly want. My family was taken care of. I had money, so much money that I could give it away to people that needed it. I had everything that I could possibly want. And then when I woke up, I realized I don't have any of that. And that's why I'm sitting here feeling sorry for myself. And what they decided is they were like, well, we got friends that have built wealth. We know people who have built wealth. Maybe we don't have wealth because we never sought it. So maybe we can use our resources. Maybe we can use the people that we know to learn how we can get that wealth for ourselves. That's the only difference between the average person and a millionaire. They sought it and they
Mhm.
chose to do something different. They chose to operate differently. Because, yeah, when you pursue entrepreneurship, I ain't going to hold you. Everything about you has to change. This is a journey.
Yep.
You don't wake up and say, oh, I'm going to start a business and everything just pops off. Nah, this is spiritual. I've never been in my faith more than I am Now,
Baby, let me tell you.
okay, I got Psalms 23 tattooed on my arm. And when I got Psalms 23 tattooed on my arm, it was for my grandpa, not for the faith. It means something today. You know what I mean? I've never been so rooted in my faith, and that's because that's what this is. Because when it's a purpose, when it's a calling, and so many people are miserable because they're ignoring their calling, because they have gifts, they have talents, they have a calling on their spirit. They can look and they can dream and they can be like, I want to do this, that, and the other, but they don't want to put themselves out there. And that's how they can scroll on Facebook and see a post like yours and keep scrolling. Because fuck what you doing, because
Right.
I ain't got mine.
because because I ain't doing it. I don't care about you doing it. Like I
Yeah.
don't care about your success because it ain't my success. But it's just like knowing that I want even if I still want to root for everybody. It's just like knowing even the people that do the same thing that I do. Look, I'm still gonna promote your business because look, it's your audience is not my audience. We can have two different target audiences, and we gotta understand that competition is good, but most of the time people use competition in the most negative ways. And it's just like we can come together and create so much as a community, as Black people. And it's just like somebody just gotta be like the bigger person and just be like, okay, we better together than just like against each other. Like, a lot of people can do a lot of things like when you come together and build something. And I see so many events happening and so many people come together for different occasions. If that happened more on a consistent basis and it was genuine and it was effortless, like, well, it would be effortless. It would be able to happen with no violence. And if everybody just came together on one accord, and it's just like, it's so difficult to reach like-minded people, but they out there. You just gotta go. You just like, it's a game of hide and seek, and sometimes look, you gotta play in order to find what you're looking for. So me personally, I'm gonna continue to do my research. I'm gonna continue to figure out where it is I'm supposed to be, and I'm gonna try to be in those rooms and be present where I need to be present, and just go wherever the Lord lead me, honestly, because I feel like wherever I'm supposed to be, that's where I'm gonna be. So whoever needs to be a part of what I'm creating is gonna be a part of what I'm creating. My tribe is my tribe, and whoever I attract along the way is, look, they gonna come with me. If not, oh well. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. But in realizing that is a whole nother step of seriousness when it comes to business, realizing you're not gonna be everybody's cup of tea and realizing that you're not for everybody. So and realizing that you just gotta take the good with the bad sometimes. Take that you not for everybody, and that the people that you are for are going to show you a different type of appreciation, and you gonna feel a different type of way with the support from those people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Who the people who are for you. You know what I'm saying? And this goes back to creating your own table, right? Because something that I remember, it was one point in time where, have you ever felt like you was the smartest one in the room?
Man, too often.
Yeah. So when you feel like
Too often.
it's stressful, bro. That is not a badge of honor, bro. It is not a badge of honor at all. It's actually stressful, it's draining, and it's tiring because
Yeah.
everybody is looking to you for
Mhm.
everything. And it was one point in my life where I realized it was just like, yo, I'm tired. I prayed about it, literally. That's how deep it was. I was like, yo, God, I'm tired of being the smartest one in the room. I'm tired of being the one that everybody looks to, right? Because I didn't have a tribe. I was the tribe. You know what I mean? There was nobody that could really help me elevate. And I was in a place where I'm trying to elevate. And I literally, I said that prayer, and everything that I knew had to go away. Little by little, strip them friends, they gone. That those things that you like to do is gone. Those habits that I used to have, they gone. Everything stripped clean. And then I look up today, and then I'm looking, it's just like, oh, I got mentors. I have friends that are not looking for anything, not hating and supportive. It's a different type of friendship, basically, is what I'm saying. So my view of friendships are different. I have that love, that support. I have the tribe. So the tribe is coming to me, and I look up, I'm like, oh, yo, this hits different. It's not the same. My whole interpretation of what things could be, it changed because everything around you kind of had to go in order for you to get it. And it's like it's out there. Your audience is out there. Your clientele is out there. Your friend group is out there. Your mentors are out there. Your investors are out there. Everything that you're looking for is out there. But you gotta admit that you want it and that you
Mhm.
need it. You can't keep lying to yourself saying it's all right to not have it.
Yep. And then you got to do the work on yourself too, and in the process, and definitely got to be ready for what you ask for, because a lot of people ask for things and they're not prepared, and when they get them, it falls like, dang, I thought this was it. But like, you didn't prepare yourself for it. You was asking for it, but you weren't preparing yourself for it. So with me, I'm just doing my best to prepare myself for whatever is coming my way, because I know it's gonna be big. So I got to put on my armor and be like ready for it. Because, like I said, if you're not ready for it, it can come and go as quick as Instagram fame. It can be here today and gone tomorrow. Like, and you just gotta face life sometimes with that uncertainty and just step out on faith and just go with the flow. I'm just riding the wave right now, and the wave is a big wave, but I feel like I'm doing a pretty decent job at it, honestly.
I wish the
Yeah.
best of luck to you, honestly and truly.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate it, because for the longest amount of time, it's just like I have found somebody I consider a mentor, but for the longest amount of time, I was looking for somebody to teach me, and something just told me, like, I feel like it was a voice. It was just like, you asking to be teach when you're the teacher. And that's why you're not getting what you're asking for, because you already got all the knowledge, and you know how to get all the knowledge that you want or that you need in order to do these things. And you also have the ability to help and teach others to learn those same skills and the same ability. So you got all that under your belt. You just gotta use it for the purpose that is meant for. So I'm just like, okay, all right, big God, if I'm the teacher, just say that. So I just feel like I'm just here for a bigger purpose, and I'm just using this food thing to attach it to a bigger purpose. So hopefully people join the bandwagon because we know our people in St. Louis love the bandwagon. So I'm just this a healthy bandwagon. I'm just getting on the healthy bandwagon.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but it's gonna work out. Honestly, like, it's gonna work
Definitely.
out. Absolutely. And like I said, your people gonna find you. Something
Most definitely.
something that my uncle told me, especially after the emerging business leaders expo last year. He called me on the phone and he was like, you better brace yourself. Cause what you doing is gonna go further than you can even wrap your mind around right now. And you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I see that in a lot of the people that I talk to. I might not necessarily always see it in myself, but I see it in a lot of the people that I talk to, especially on the show. Because when you have a vision and a drive, and like I said, it's purpose in what you're saying. It's not something that just randomly popped in your head that you just up and
Mhm.
decided to do. It's something that you're willing to work for, and as long
Yep.
as you don't give up, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So
Most
brace yourself.
definitely.
Right?
That part.
Yeah.
Putting on the full armor. But yeah, I'm ready for my abundance. I'm ready for everything that's for me. So, and if I'm not ready, I'm asking to be
Yeah.
ready, and I'm asking for, look, I'm ready for the preparation. I feel like I've been putting myself through the preparation for whatever it is. I just want to gain the knowledge, and I've always been good at applying knowledge. So if I learn it today, I'm applying it tomorrow, because why wait? Like, why forget about it? Why put it on the back burner? Like, if I'm learning something today I'm gonna try to I'm gonna execute it. I'm gonna put that skill to work because why gain a skill if you ain't gonna use it? So it's just you got what people say, you gotta use it or you lose it. So I just every gift I have, I use it to my advantage to go above and beyond for my clientele, my customer base, anybody who knows me. The people of our generation call it being extra, but if that's what y'all want to call it, then gosh dang it, I'm extra because I'm gonna go above and beyond every time. You gonna know it's a Reauanna experience because look, it's gonna be extravagant every time. So I just want that consistency throughout my brand. And when people see Show Me Culinary, they know it's gonna be something big. They know it's gonna be something exclusive. They know it's gonna be something they want to be a part of.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely. It's gonna work out for you. I know it for a fact. But you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna keep you here all night because I easily could. Uh,
Look, and we just talking, we just going.
that's
But
how this
it's good
goes.
conversation.
That's what we
But it's good conversation. So, and it's definitely necessary conversation because look, we hit on some topics and we didn't even go deep into those topics, but we definitely hit on some topics and it was definitely beneficial to the day because like I said earlier that my day started off kind of rocky and I had to box some demons, but
yeah.
I'm using this time to reflect on that and not let it sit, not sit in it, not dwell in it. So this has been a positive experience and it definitely turned my day around. So I'm definitely appreciative of the opportunity, most definitely.
I appreciate that. I'm glad that this show could be that for you. And like you said, we touched some necessary topics that like I feel like are important, you know, I like to try to think of thinker versus speaker as just like a platform for our culture. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? The real culture, the culture that they try to hide, because like we still there. Like, where's the podcast for us? So
Right.
you know what I mean. So I appreciate that. That I just hope like I enjoy having the conversations. Period. Being able to sit down with other thinkers, other people that are doing things, and making an impact in the world. So I love being able to do it. I thank you for coming on the show, and if anybody can get something else from it, that's even better. You know what I'm saying? So
Most definitely.
I
Most definitely.
appreciate it. So if y'all like this episode, definitely make sure you like it and share it and send it to somebody else so they can get something from it too. And you know what? Subscribe while you at it. But yeah, definitely thank you for tuning in today. I appreciate it. Reauanna, thank you for coming through on the show today and representing Show Me Culinary. Do you want to tell people where to find you on social media if they're looking for you, trying to get some plates, trying to get some anything, knowledge, whatever from you?
Yeah, most definitely. Most of my food work is under Facebook, Show Me Culinary, also Instagram and Show Me Culinary. If you want to get to know me on a more positive and intimate level, Reauanna Sledge is my Facebook name, and Reauanna underscore refresh is my Instagram name. I like to think of myself as a positive person. I feel like I radiate good energy, so I have this type of magnetic field that draws in goodness. So if you want some good energy, you want some good vibes, come eat with me, come vibe with me. Yeah, so definitely. Now I definitely appreciate you for building this platform, first of all, and having the courage to continue to build the platform, starting from where you started from and being to where you are now. And I definitely can see you going a whole lot further, and I definitely speak that over your life. And I thank you for having me on, and I'm very appreciative of the opportunity, like I said earlier.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Like I said,
Hmm.
I am very much grateful for you coming on the show. Thank y'all for tuning in again. If y'all are looking for more of me, you can find everything that you need to know about me at thinkerversusspeaker.com, our beautiful website where we got episodes, we got blogs. I got the rabbit hole where I talk about things that I'm just thinking about at whatever time and I post them there. You can read about the episodes, go back through old episodes. I got sponsors in there. We got Passion and Purpose candles and more. If you're looking to buy candles, we also got Perry Web Design. That's Chris Perry. He's been on the show before. He made my website. So, you know what I'm saying? Check those people out. Support them. Support Show Me Culinary. while you edit, you know, especially if you in St. Louis, try out those plates. Let us know. Matter of fact, go get you a plate from Show Me Culinary. Come back to this episode and leave it in the comments what you thought about those plates. We gonna live do it because y'all gotta tell me. I'm in St. Louis. I'm in Texas. I can't get a plate. So y'all gotta let me know what's up. Well, Show Me Culinary.
And God willing, I'm gonna be on the road with it. So you gonna be able to one of these days. Show Me Culinary is gonna be in your city and gonna be able to show out for you too. So definitely come check me out. The food is definitely worth everything. I cook with love every time that I cook. So definitely come check me out.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. You know what? I'm gonna have to go to St. Louis and just go on tour. I'm gonna just have to stop by everybody who I mess with on the show. That's what I'm gonna have to do.
Yeah, I got you on the plate whenever you're here.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you know. Like I said, I got everybody tapping me. Like, I'm gonna let y'all know when I come back in town, and I'm gonna be ready next time. But you know what I'm saying? I appreciate you for coming through. I'm gonna actually wrap it up this time because I'm good for wrapping the show up about 16, 17 times before we actually get up out of here.
That's just us thing. That's just a black folk thing. You gonna say bye 12 times before you get to the car.
Be like, all right, I'm gonna let you go. But hey, did you know? Hold on, before I let you go, real quick, let me tell you about this.
Have a whole nother conversation.
It happens on here a lot. Told you, but on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go for real this time. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. And like I said, you're more than welcome to come back anytime. So,
Most definitely. I definitely would love to continue the conversation.
oh, absolutely. It ain't nothing to do it but to do it. I'm gonna bother you now. We at this point.
Yup, you got the permission.
All right, man.
Have a good weekend.
All right, you too. Thank you. Bye.